Hey, it's me, LHMusic, and guess what? It's Veterans Day on an all-new Final Closing Time Factor video commentary thoughts. And here's the purpose. You know that the newly available documents often a peek of the young lives of you know who, Custer, Sherman, and of course other military figures. Not action figures, but who knows? Can't be civilized. So, let's get started with our final closing time after video commentary thoughts, and let's get the music started, shall we? Kick it!
It's a revolution. We will be heard.
Hey, it's me, Unleash Music, and this is the final closing time factor video commentary thoughts for November the 11th, the year 2010. And here's your nightmare of life. So get rid of politics if you don't mind. Anyways, here it is. Years before leading his vast outnumbered troops to their doom at Little Big Horn, a young George Armstrong Custer was described as accurate in math. Now, near 30 years before his march to the sea-laid waste to a large swath of Georgia, William T. Sherman was deemed a fine, energetic boy. And two decades before he would earn the nickname Stonewall, Thomas J. Jackson his dreams of a military career got a boost from a man who would help start the Civil War. Now, those are some of the tidbits gleaned from more than 115,000 U.S. military Academy application documents was posted online for the first time by you know who, whoa, Ancestry.com. And the Provo, Utah-based genealogy website said that last Tuesday that the information can be viewed for free starting today for Veterans Day all the way up to Sunday. And after Sunday, it will cost $12.95. Whoa! $12.95 for a month for a limited access to the West Point records and websites more than 100 million military documents. Oh gosh, that was the company said. Well, now the oldest West Point documents being posted online dated back in 1805, 3 whole years after the Academy was founded and running through 16 you know who 1866. After the Civil War was ended and the records were and others were related documents from that period were called by the National Archives, that's right, in Washington D.C. Quentin Atkinson, he was the director of content acquisition for Ancestry.com. And that's why the documents were represented some 16 individuals accepted into the corps of cadets, and so as the collection were applicated records of notables such as Edgar Allan Poe, who really attended West Point, and Robert E. Lee, who was graduated back in 1829. Now get this. Atkinson, that's right, Atkinson said this. These are the rich aspects of the research. That's right, the research. Search. That you can add it up to more fundamental tree building that you know who. You, you know, that's right. That the family historians do. And he was told by you know who the Associated Press in a telephone interview. And why? Because you can understand these people who were. So who knows? And the process are applying for a mission to West Point, including being nominated. That's right, nominated by you know who, members of Congress, lawmakers, governors, guardians, businessmen, and others. In a prospective cadet's home state would write a recommendation letters. Although it's handwritten, it's hard to decipher, and they can offer insights of how others are viewed budding military leaders. Now, Ohio Congressman John Bingham, in his 1856 nomination letter to Custer, and he will describes as a 17-year-old as a being a shade under a 5'10" with no deformity. And so as guardian Sherman's letter was written in 1835, and it has to do with the future Union generation. Then 16, he was a good scholar and fine, energetic boy. Now, Stonewall Jackson says this. That's right. Was seeking to acceptance at West Point. That's right, West Point. That is. And back in 1842. Now 3 months later. That's right, 3 months later. Later in Massa, Virginia, Jackson earned a nickname Stonewall. Well, and George Pickett, who was a Confederate, you know who, officer who would find mortality, leading. That's right, leading what became known as pickets. That's right, pickets. Pickets. And why? Because it, his Virginia Brigade repulsive Union has been assault during a first battle run. And that's why Pickett gave the charge at the battles of Gettysburg back in 1863. Well, as a young man, I'm a young man at 19 years old, 6 feet tall, and moderate good looking, as I am told. That's why he wrote it. Now, here's the purpose. The National Archives doesn't have West Point applications. Oh boy. It's beyond 1816, and that's what Atkinson said. West Point believed to those records and called to you know who. That's right. West Point's public information for office for comment on the project weren't immediately returned. Well, the moral of the story is it can happen to anyone. This is what happens next. You don't try this at home. Anyways, go to ancestry.com and learn how your family history and such as Veterans Day and all that stuff. You just have to trust me about that. Anyways, don't forget to Facebook me and follow me at facebook.com/LHMusicTime, and so is twitter.com/LHMusicTime. And guess what? You know who. Check my website, LHMusicTimeFactor.weebly.com, and so is my final closing Time Factor video commentary thoughts that I will post it on final closing Time Factor thoughts.weebly.com, and so is blogspot.com as far as we concerned. And that's all I can say. I have no interest, so anyone's can be civilized. Anyways, we're almost out of time, so we salute the brave men and women America's heroes and in the armed forces and all that stuff. Hey, you just had to trust me about that. But because
Today, the resistance stands strong. Without
those
debate,
people,
the Republic can
Federal
survive.
that's a lot of things to say. Anyways, I'll be back Monday for an all-new Final Close TimeFactor thoughts, video commentary thoughts. On YouTube.
The last stand on Earth.
And why? Because it's my Final Close TimeFactor Friday video commentary thoughts. So you just had to trust me about that on YouTube, youtube.tv.com. Anyways, I gotta go. Have a great weekend. Have a great Veterans Day. And we'll be for the conservative answers. Take care of yourself, and I'm signing off. Bye-bye for now. See you on Monday. TimeFactor.